Hello, welcome back to 340 Paddler, and today by request we are going to deal with frequently asked questions related to the safety boats. Vicky Richmond, a longtime safety boat crew on the MR340, talked to me at Missouri Freedom and wanted me to clarify some points that paddlers sometimes aren't sure of when it comes to interacting with the safety boats. Now, reminder, the safety boats are there to keep you safe as we traverse the state of Missouri. They're not there to fool you, to trick you. They don't want to disqualify you or anything like that. In fact, it's pretty rare that you would be disqualified by a safety boat, but we're going to go through some of that in this video. Now, first of all, the safety boat or a safety boat could call you over at any point during the race. This does not mean you're in trouble. This is not something to be concerned about. Sometimes it's simply a matter of it's easier for you to go to them than it is for them to come to you. Why would they do this? Well, maybe there's a barge up ahead and you're paddling on your own, so they want to let you know. Maybe you're going to be entering into fog and they want to let you know that. Or a storm is coming up as we had in 2016. You might even be going the wrong way. And while you laugh at that now, in the dark, the fog, or a storm, it's actually a lot easier to get turned around on the river than you would think. They may offer you water, ice, etc. As I covered in another video, the safety boats do have some basic supplies. These are there for emergencies. You run out on the way to Lexington because you underestimated how much water you needed, or it's just a lot hotter than you were expecting. If you accept water, ice, Gatorade, saltines, Netflix movies, whatever it is from the safety boats, that's okay. Obviously, don't make a habit of it. Try and make sure that you have your own supplies because you can't always guarantee there's a safety boat around, but they will help you out in times of need. It won't cause any problems. There's no penalty or disqualification. If you dump your boat, the safety boat will help you out of the water. They will get you. You, of course, are the top priority. They're not worried about your boat until they get you to safety, but they will get you and your boat to the shore. And it may not be exactly the shore 90 degrees from where you are, but it's close enough. They can leave you there and let you set up and paddle on your way, and that's perfectly fine. Wherever they leave you is entirely at the discretion of the captain, where he feels safe dropping you off. And if you are rescued after a dump, it's not that big of a deal. It's not going to be a disqualification. It's not grounds for a DNF or anything like that. No problems. Continue on. Now, you can also request a pickup. This is usually a point in the race where you have basically decided you're going to withdraw. You're up on the bank or preferably at a boat ramp. And this will result in a disqualification if you are picked up for anything other than an emergency where they're giving you help right there. It is grounds for a disqualification. You can't re-enter the race afterwards. And the captain of the safety boat will have final say where they're going to drop you off. It will generally be the next boat ramp downriver. So, in other words, if you stop somewhere between Coopers and Hartsburg, more than likely they will take you to Hartsburg. They might be willing to take you to Jefferson City. But if you call for a pickup, it is going to be the end of your race. No forward progress. We will hear this a couple of times leading into the 340. You can't do anything that helps forward progress artificially. Now, sometimes the safety boat will call you over. Maybe they're checking you out for heat stroke. Maybe you don't look good. Maybe they want to talk to you for a second about something coming up and they say, you know what, hold on to the boat. If they say it, then it's okay. They're not going to trick you. It means they have the engines off. They're floating at the same speed as the current. That's fine. Sometimes when we have a sick paddler or something like that, that will be necessary. It also makes life easier because you aren't paddling trying to stay in formation with a much larger boat. However, they will tell you if there's a problem. For example, if their boat is moving, they may warn you, please don't hold on to it. And this is not to say that you can just grab onto any old safety boat that's floating down the river. But if you're instructed to do so, it's not that big of a deal. They're not going to trick you. They're not going to suddenly start the engines and go, ha, you're disqualified. You're out. Ha, we got another one. That's not how this works. So you can't hold on to a moving boat that's making forward progress, but you can hold on to the safety boat if the motor's off, and only do this when instructed. Paddler assistance. Now, under a lot of circumstances, a lot of times when you're out there, you might ask another paddler for help. I need help turning on my bow lights because I can't reach them. Or, hey, I'm out of water or something else. That's perfectly fine, as long as it isn't regular. As long as you aren't putting all your supplies in that great tandem or dragon boat and then using that to resupply throughout the race, because you can only get support from the ground at points where anyone can access. So in emergency, you get food or water, not a problem. However, if you receive regular assistance, in other words, you're paying another boat to hang out with you, or you have a pontoon boat with you or something like that, that is not acceptable. Finally, what happens if you tie the reaper? Sounds like something deeply philosophical, but anyway, if you tie the reaper, and this will only be a problem more than likely at Lexington and Waverly, the tie always goes to the paddler. So in other words, you are not disqualified, you can continue on. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, quarrels, qualms, quandaries, or curse words, please leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, this is 3-4 Paddler, hoping that you keep your paddle in the water.